Assalamualaikum and hi again guys. Welcome back to my next video for ESA 590. In this presentation, I would like to talk with you or share with you a short biography about Helen Keller. Do you guys ever heard her name before? She totally a famous people and someone that I totally respect for all her works to make the world a better place to live in. American educator Helen Keller overcame the adversity of being blind and deaf to become one of the 20th century's leading humanitarian, as well as co-founder of the American Civil Liberties Union (ACLU). Stricken by an illness at the age of 2, Keller was left blind and deaf. Beginning in 1887, Keller's teacher Anne Sullivan had her make tremendous progress with her ability to communicate, and Keller went on to college, graduating in 1904. During her lifetime, she received so many honors in recognition of her accomplishment. So about her early life and family, Keller was born on June 27, 1880 in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Keller was the first of two daughters born to Arthur H. Keller and Catherine Adams Keller. Keller's father had served as an officer in the Confederate Army during the Civil War. She also had two older stepbrothers. The family was not particularly wealthy and earned income from their cotton plantation. Later, Arthur became the editor of weekly local newspaper, the North Alabamians. Keller was born with her senses of sight and hearing and started speaking when she was just 6 months old. She started walking at the age of 1. Loss of sight and hearing. When Keller lost both her sight and hearing at just 90 months old. In 1882, she contracted an illness called brain fever by the family doctor that produced a high body temperature. The true nature of the illness remains a mystery today, though some experts believe it might have been scarlet fever or meningitis. Within a few days after the fever broke, Keller's mother noticed that her daughter didn't show any reaction when the dinner bell was rung or when a hand like this was waved in front of her face. As Keller grew into childhood, she developed a limited method of communication with her companion, Martha Washington, the young daughter of the family cook. The two had created a type of sign language. By the time Keller was 7, they had invented more than 60 signs of communicate with each other. During this time, Keller had also become very wild and unruly. She will kick and scream when angry and giggle uncontrollably when she happy. She tormented Martha and inflicted raging tantrum on her parents. Many family relatives felt she should be institutionalized. About her education, in 1890, Keller began speech classes at the Horace Mann School for the Deaf in Boston. She will toil for 25 years to learn to speak so that others could understand her. From 1894 to 1896, Keller attended the Wright Humason School for the Deaf in New York City. There, she worked on improving her communication skill and studied regular academic subjects. Around this time, Keller became determined to attend college. In 1896, she attended the Cambridge School for Young Ladies, a preparatory school for women. As her story became known to the general public, Keller began to meet famous and influential people. One of them was the writer Mark Twain, who was very impressed with her. They became friends. Twain introduced her to his friend Henry H. Rogers, a Standard Oil executive. Rogers was so impressed with Keller's talent, drive, and determination that he agreed to pay for her to attend Radcliffe College. There, she was accompanied by Sullivan, who sat by her side to interpret lectures and texts. By this time, Keller had mastered several methods of communication, including touch lip reading, braille, speech, typing, and finger spelling. Keller graduated cum laude from Radcliffe College in 1904 at the age of 24. So about her social activism, throughout the first half of the 20th century, Keller tackled social and political issues, including women's suffrage, pacifism, birth control, and socialism. After college, Kelly set out to learn more about the world and how she could help improve the life of others. News of her story spread beyond Massachusetts and New England. Keller became a well-known celebrity and lecturer by sharing her experience with audience and working on behalf of others living with disability. She testified before Congress, strongly advocating to improve the welfare of blind people. In 1950, along with renowned stylist George Kessler, she co-founded Helen Keller International to combat the causes and consequences of blindness and malnutrition. In 1920, she helped found the American Civil Liberties Union (ACLU). When the American Federation for the Blind was established in 1921, Kelly had an effective national outlet for her effort. She became a member in 1924 and participated in many campaigns to raise awareness, money, and support for the blind. She also joined other organizations dedicated to helping those less fortunate, including the Permanent Blind World Relief Fund, later called the American Braille Press. Soon after she graduated from college, Keller became a member of the Socialist Party, most likely due in part to her friendship with John Massey. Between 1909 and 1921, she wrote several articles about socialism and supported Eugene Debs, a Socialist Party presidential candidate. Her series of essays on socialism, entitled Out of the Dark, described her views on socialism and world affairs. It was during this time that Keller first experienced public prejudice about her disability. For most of her life, the press had been overwhelmingly supporting of her, praising her courage and intelligence. But after she expressed her socialist views, some criticized her by calling attention to her disabilities. One newspaper, The Brooklyn England, wrote that her mistake sprang out of the manifest limitation of her development. In 1946, Keller was appointed Counselor of International Relations for the American Foundation of Overseas Blind. Between 1946 and 1957, she traveled to 35 countries on 5 continents. In 1955, at age 75, Keller embarked on the longest and most grueling trip of her life, a 40,000 miles, 5-month trek across Asia. Through her many speeches and appearances, she brought inspiration and encouragement to millions of people. Awards and honors. During her lifetime, she received many honors in recognition of her accomplishment, including the Theodore Roosevelt Distinguished Service Medal in 1936, the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1964, and election to the Women's Hall of Fame in 1965. Keller also received honorary doctoral degrees from Temple University and Harvard University, and from the University of Glasgow, Scotland, Berlin, Germany, Delhi, India, and Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, South Africa. She was named an honorary fellow of the Educational Institute of Scotland. Keller died in her sleep on June 1, 1968, just a few weeks before her 88th birthday. Keller suffered a series of strokes in 1961 and spent the remaining years of her life at her home in Connecticut. During her remarkable life, Keller stood as a powerful example of how determination, hard work, and imagination can allow an individual to triumph over adversity. By overcoming difficult conditions with a great deal of persistence, she grew into respected and world-renowned activities who labor for betterment of others. That's all from me. Thank you.